you from Brand Viva Media headquarters here in Denver, Colorado. It's Adam Contos with Start With a Win. You winning today, Mark?
I'm winning today.
Right on.
Oh, yeah. I'm always winning.
I love it.
Winning's a mindset, too, you know?
It is.
That's right.
It's awesome. I mean, it's not just winning one little thing. It's all those little things turn into big wins.
That's right.
And a life of wins and progress.
Yes.
That's what it's about.
Progress,
right?
not perfection.
That's right.
That's right. Well, hey, our guest today knows all about winning. Daphne E. Jones is an accomplished and seasoned digital technologies executive with over 30 years of experience in general management and executive level roles at IBM, Johnson & Johnson, General Electric.
Wow.
Yeah, heavy hitter here. She was named one of Illinois' most powerful, influential women by National Diversity Council and Premier 100 CIOs by Computer World. She recently started a company that teaches leaders how to prepare to serve on boards of directors. That's a great niche.
I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Welcome, Daphne.
Hey, great to be here.
And the sign behind you.
I want to dance a little bit more.
There you go. I love it. We start our day by dancing.
That's right. Get that body moving.
That's right. And I love what's behind you. It says win. Look at that. What's the bottom say? Win when what?
Win when they say you won't.
Oh, right.
That's actually the name of my book.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
I love that. Hey, you know what? We got some books that are close. Mine start with a win. And yours is win when they say you. I love this. You have an amazing story, Daphne, and I love this so much. You've done so many things, and you've overcome so many obstacles in life. You've definitely kind of overcome a lot of those different social challenges that we've seen instituted in society. Unfortunately, they're there, but you are. I mean, you're killing it, and such a cool story. So I want to dig back into your history and get to know you a little bit. You started your career as, I guess we called them secretaries then, right? Is that?
Yeah, they were secretaries, and I know they're administrative assistants now. Yes. But yeah, I was told by my high school counselor that college was not for me. And he said, people like you, girls like you, meaning black girls, won't make it in business. You need to become a secretary. He gave me an option of being a teacher too, which I thought was interesting that he put secretary and teacher in the same conversation, because teachers have to know, I think, a little bit more. But he told me to be that. And so I did that. When a white man who's paid to tell you what to do tells you what to do, you do what they tell you to do. And so I became a secretary for Women's Day magazine in downtown Chicago. And I was working for the assistant editor of the magazine, and there was all women in the secretarial pool, and there was all white men in the offices, which is funny for a woman's magazine. It was all white men, and that helped me understand that there's going to be this beginning of incongruous situations where men tell women what to do and things like that. And so I did that. And then based on some mistakes that I made, I'm like, I'm lousy at this. This could not be what it is for me. Could not be. You know what? I'm not going to be a secretary. I'm going to have a secretary. And it was from that moment that I started to say, I'm going to define my own narrative. I'm going to call my own plays. Even though I didn't know what that meant, I just knew that he was wrong to put me in that limiting capacity. Now, there's nothing wrong with being a secretary. It's just that don't tell me that that's all I can do. Tell me that all I can do is what I want to do.
That's an awesome attitude. And I'll tell you what, for us to put people in a box in life is not the right thing to do. I think what we need to do is say, here's the opportunities, set the bar as high as you want to go. And then we're going to help you raise that bar and do even more and get even better.
Yes.
So it's fascinating because you ended up becoming a CIO and board member at major global companies. And I'll tell you, having been a public company CEO and board director, that is not easy for anybody. What made you set the bar at that level? How'd you go from I'm a secretary? No, screw you. I'm not a secretary. I'm doing this, and this. How did you look that direction and start running that way?
It's because of my mom. I'm going to blame her for everything because
Thanks, Mom.
Basically Yeah, thanks, Mom. Hey, Mom. She said it's your, whatever you set your mind to doing, that's what you can do. And because she was a Jamaican immigrant, she cleaned bedpans for a living. My dad worked on the factory floor, so they were undereducated, but they knew that coming to America was going to be the dream. And so she said, education is everything, and everything is education. So
Wow.
whatever you study and put your mind to, whoever has your mind, Daphne, has you. And so it helped me that in spite of the real discrimination or limiting and labeling that was going on, I also had my mom, who was in the other ear saying, you can do whatever you want to do. And so what I found out is I did not know at 20 or 19 or whatever that I was going to be a board member. I just said I wanted to be not a secretary, and I want to go to college and decide what I want to do. And so then after I did that, then I said I want to work for IBM. Okay. Done. Then at IBM, I said, I want to be a systems engineering manager. Okay, done. So you kind of do these series of leveling up. You just say, I want to level up. What's next for me? And then you follow role models, you see what other people are doing. And then it helps you kind of get an idea, okay, if they can do that, I see how they did that. Now, I'm a Black girl, so it may not quite happen the same way for me, but I know that it's possible for me to get to another level.
You're an opportunist. You're not a victim. And you look at it of where's my opportunity and capability as opposed to I can't do something.
Oh my God, yes.
I mean,
my God.
That's an interesting mindset shift. Unpack that a little bit for us.
Yeah, there's the growth mindset and the fixed mindset. I didn't write the book, but I love it. Because there are people who believe that if there's 100, and they believe there's only 100, and if you get 10, they only got 90. Or if you get 15, they only have 85. So they believe that the opportunities are fixed. And I believe that the opportunity for growth is there. So I haven't learned all I can. I haven't earned all I can. I haven't returned all I can. I have a lot to learn. I have lots to contribute and to give. And so when you have that mindset, then that's because your mind determines what you do. And then what you do gives you your outcomes. And so if you don't like your outcomes, you got to change how you think. And so I wanted to think a certain way because I wanted a certain kind of an outcome. And that's really what it is, a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. And whoever has your mind, whether fixed has your mind or growth has your mind, that's where you are.
You just gave like this business and growth masterclass there in the last like couple of minutes. That was really good. There are a few things that really stuck out to me. I love I'm one of those consummate learners also, and I can't stress enough to our listeners, Daphne learns every day. I mean, this is a lifelong project of yours, is to gain something, process it, create value with it, and then give it back. Why is giving back so important for leaders?
Well, we're not here by ourselves, and we're not here, therefore, only for ourselves. And one of my role models is Harriet Tubman. Her picture is sitting in my office where she was, trying to help the enslaved people get to freedom.
Right. And
my motto came from her. I call it the push-pull strategy, because what she's doing in that picture is she's got a rifle under her arm and a lantern in her hand, and she's going that way. And I think that way is north. And so she's going that way. But what's behind? So she's pushing towards dangerous environment. She could get shot. She could get killed. She could get, whatever, as she goes into the forest and trying to find freedom again for the people. And then behind her she's pulling people along. So, because unless everybody is free, nobody is free, right? If my brother's in trouble, I'm in trouble. If my sister's in trouble, I'm in trouble. So it's really, in a way, a selfish concept that I have, is that I got to help them, because otherwise I might be in trouble. Right. And so we are here together, feeding each other, helping each other, so that we can all win. Because, having a single person winning, what is that?
Right.
I don't know what that is. So it's a push-pull. Push your way forward to new adventures. Be the unicorn if you have to be. If you can't see somebody that does what you do and looks like you, be that person that will be a role model to others. And then on your way, pull people along, send the elevator back down so other people can get on. It's really super important.
Your giving mindset keeps showing through here. It's incredible. I want to talk about your career rising up in the businesses as a Black woman in this STEM space, in this technology space, which you didn't see Black women rising in technology. And it's so awesome what you did. What was that like?
So with STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, I was the only one, yeah. And they say that if you're going to be it, you have to see it. Well, I didn't see it. I didn't see any of us or many of us that looked like me. And so you walk in a room and there's a shift. People are like, who is that? Because, you're different. Everyone else is in there that's white and they're men. And there's some women that were in there, certainly, but they certainly were not Black. And so you can't help but be noticed. That's sort of how it was in working at IBM and others. Because, and I have this philosophy, right or wrong, is that people that don't look like me may not be used to working next to somebody that looks like me. They don't see in me, when they first look at me, somebody who could handle $100 million budget, right? Or somebody that can be a succession in the succession for CEO or CFO or what have you. And so the typecasting happens, and then they put you in a category that says you're not going to win. And so we have these seeds of misdirection that are planted all throughout our lives. When I was a little girl, all the way up until I was a senior vice president, you can't do that. That's really impossible. So these seeds of misdirection are planted, and then you begin to believe it. You believe to say, well, yeah, I can't do that. That's not for me. And so you have to have something in your mindset that says, I can do it. My counselor told me something that I thought was true. He said, this is impossible. Then you have to say the word impossible is just somebody's opinion. It's not a fact. Sometimes impossible is a fact, but a lot of times it's really somebody's opinion and their biases. So the word that I had to gravitate towards was the word inevitable. It was just a matter of time. So Daphne, hang in there. You are the only one, but you won't be the only one forever. It's just a matter of time before it comes. So I had to perform really well. Just in case that some other Black girl that comes after me, they say, you know what, that we had a Black girl named Daphne and it didn't work out so well, so we're not going to hire you. So you have to almost have this paranoia that you're doing it for the people. You're not just doing it for yourself, you're doing it for those that are coming behind you. So a lot of challenge around assimilation versus being authentic. Could I be my authentic self, whatever that is, or did I have to assimilate to be like everybody else? So at IBM, you wear a pinstripe suit because that's what everybody else wore, and that's what the white men wore. But I didn't get the same attention or the same respect. So you find, well, I can assimilate, but I won't get the same results, or I can be authentic, and I may not win there either. So it's a balance that you have to play, is to be, how should I be like, where I can be myself, but also I have to not scare people away, and I have to assimilate. So it's a daily balance of how to be.
I love your awareness. I mean, you're so aware of yourself, and leadership is awareness in three directions, in my opinion. It's awareness of yourself, it's awareness of others, and it's awareness of your business. I have a question for you. How can each of us improve equality and a fair playing field for the people in our organizations?
Well, as my book, When They Say You Won't, talks about, I believe that most things begin with the mindset. And if you have the mind that diversity is important, that equity is important, and inclusion is important. A lot of times, first of all, we're throwing it all together like it's one thing. But so it's the mindset. What do we think about that? Do we believe that diversity, equity, and inclusion are business issues? Or do we believe that it's a parity or fairness or social justice issue? Because I tell you what, if we believe it's a business issue, like, revenue growth or valuation or the cost of poor quality or market share, all these things that we value and know that if we don't do them well, we'll lose in the marketplace. If we can view it as that, as a competitive advantage, any one of those, the D, the E, or the I, then we won't find it so difficult to do. We won't find it to be so subjective because the numbers speak for themselves. What is the pay policy of the people that are working for us? The women, are they making the same? There's a thing that we're measuring called Equal Pay Day. There's a Black woman's Equal Pay Day that's all the way in September of the following year that says that in 2021, white men made so much money, it'll take Black women until September of 2022 in order to make the same amount that the men made in 1 year. It'll take a year and a half or a year and 3/4 for Black women. It's having the policy and understanding, are we paying people the same for the same kind of work? So if you believe it's a business issue and that people will not quietly quit on you, and you know that having the great people in your organization is going to help you win in the marketplace, then DE&I won't be such a big deal. We won't be so amazed that the Marlins got a female president, last week or week before. It won't be a big deal.
A fantastic perspective when it comes to that. And again, I mean, I love this conversation with you. You're just kind of laying it out simply in front of us here. I mean, that's folks, let's just call this real and go, okay, how do we get to these benchmarks that we need to in order to understand that we are treating people equally and fairly and with the right intention. So, I mean, it's really, really cool. I've got a question for you that I ask all of our guests. How do you start your day with a win?
Well, one of the things that I talk about in the book is my 5 F's, the things that really make us successful. It's our faith, our family, our fitness, our finances, and furthering our career. I start my day with the win by focusing on 2 of those things, my faith, 3 of those things, my faith, my fitness, and my family. So I kiss my husband good morning, or I call him if I'm out of town. I go to the gym. I don't do gym at night. I do gym during the morning when I first wake up. And I thank God for being alive.
Awesome. Daphne E. Jones, author, leader, CIO, and I mean, just a killer person. Thank you for being on Start With a Win. It's so great to have you here.
Thank you. And thank you, Mark. I'm going to keep dancing my way off the screen.
Hey, and thank you for listening to Start With a Win. Hey, if you want more great content, head over to adamcontos.com. There you can find links to show notes. You can get blog posts and other social content, as well as secrets to managing your time like the CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. So lot to learn. Head over to adamcontos.com. And remember, until next time, start with a win. All right, now we're on we're over here on YouTube. Daphne, I have a question. So you kind of got in with IBM and things like that. Were you super into technology when you were younger? Or was it some there's opportunity? You're like, all right, I'm going to learn a new skill and I'm going to go in this direction. Or, did you have your Radio Shack Tandy and you're like, coding and, doing all that kind of stuff and was really interested in tech?
That's a super question. No one's ever asked me that before. And when I was in college, I took one computer class and I got a C in it. Okay. And I asked somebody to help me do the final because otherwise I would have failed the final. So no, I did not have a Radio Shack Tandy. I didn't know how to wire boards or do punch cards. I had to learn all that. And so one of the things that IBM did back in the day was they put you through what was the equivalent of an MBA program. I mean, they sent us to school for 4, 8, 12, 16 for 16 weeks.
Wow.
And you go for 4 weeks. You come back and do a bunch of prep work. You go back again for 4 weeks, come back again for several months, go back. And in this time, they're teaching you about what's accounting, what's billing, what's sales analysis, what's general ledger. And they teach you how to do it manually, and then they teach you how to do it with the IBM technology. And so you had to learn how to program an RPG or COBOL. And because it was my career, I guess I felt more that I had to do it. So they taught me everything that I know about technology.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
Very cool.
Well, hey, thanks so much for hanging out with us and being on Start With a Win. And, we'll look forward to, seeing you again.
Amen. Thanks,
Thank you so
much,
Daphne.
guys. You were so fun.